everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another experiences video for you because you may remember that a few months ago I did a video all about my experience with braces, and that seemed to help quite a few of you, and it also kind of gave me a little bit of satisfaction filming that because I felt like it could help others. So I wanted to film another experiences video, and this one is going to be all about my experience of learning to drive and doing my driver's test. So without any more chatting, let's get into it, because I'm feeling this could be quite a long video because I actually filmed this video last Sunday, went to go and edit it. There was about 45 minutes of footage because I just spoke and spoke and spoke, and it was all out of focus. So I'm filming this again for a second time. I'm going to try not to ramble as much, but we'll see. So starting at the very beginning, I ordered my provisional driver's license near the beginning of November and end of October time because my birthday is in December. That means I am one of the youngest. All of my other friends were turning 17, getting their provisional licenses, learning to drive, passing their tests, and I was still 16, so I was ready and raring to go as soon as my 17th birthday came. So I ordered my provisional. It came a few weeks before my 17th birthday, and that meant that I was going to be able to drive as soon as I was 17. And for my 17th birthday, my mum gave me a card, and inside it said that I was going to have my first driving lesson on the 23rd of December. So when the 23rd of November rolled around, I went on my first driving lesson, and this is where awkward Hollie story number 1 comes in. I was driving along the road with the driving instructor that I had only met 20 minutes prior. I was sitting there a little bit nervous, obviously, because it was my first driving lesson, first time meeting this guy, first time driving on the actual road. I was going at like 40 miles an hour, right? Driving along, went to go and change gear. My hand overshot the gear stick and I stroked my driving instructor's leg. Now, bearing in mind he's about a 60-year-old male, that wasn't on my agenda whatsoever. It was so, oh god. I'm not one to get embarrassed easily. I don't really get embarrassed, I just like cringe a bit, and that did. I was just like, Hollie, come on. So after I'd had a couple of lessons, I looked into booking my theory test. So I went onto the government website and then had a little look when the next theory test would be, and it was the 1st of February. So I thought, I've got a month, that's fine. So I just booked that test for the 1st of February. And then I downloaded the DVSA apps, which are the theory test apps and the hazard perception apps. So it's just like mock tests that you can do to practice for your actual theory test. So I downloaded them. Actually kind of forgot that I had my theory test for quite a while because I was doing my prelims. And then before I knew it, it was 3 days before my theory test, and I was like, oh, okay. So I got out these apps and I was practicing like crazy on them. And then the 1st of February rolled around. I hadn't told anyone. That's just the way I like to keep off the pressure. And then I was sitting in the common room that full day school doing theory test after theory test after theory test. And I'm not lying when I say it went pass, fail, pass, fail, pass, fail. So that afternoon my mum picked me up from school and we went into Glasgow to the test centre. And all the way in the car I was doing more theory tests and they were going pass, fail, and oh dear, did that stress me out a bit. So coming up for my theory test is the next stressed out Hollie story. So I was sitting in the car, we got there about 15 minutes early. So I did another theory test and I failed it. That kind of flipped me over the edge because the nerves were getting to me a bit. I was like, oh my god, just failed my test, it's a bad omen, I'm gonna fail, right. So I eventually composed myself and I thought, right, I'll just go in and wait because there might be a space and I might be able to go in a bit earlier. So I went over and there was 2 doors. I didn't know which door to go to, so I went to one door, pulled it, it was locked. Went to the other door, pulled it, it was locked. So I was locked outside. The rain started. I was in my school blazer, which is made of wool. I smelled like a wet sheep. So I was waiting there. Next thing, this woman walks along behind me, opens the door. I don't know how she did it. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I just kind of followed her in. I kind of sneaked in the door, and then there was a sign saying that the elevator was broken for all theory tests, please go to the left. So I went to the left, walked through this corridor, and then there was like 2 lifts which had no lights on them, nothing to indicate that they were actually working. My house phone just rang once and then stopped. That's weird. Never mind. So there was 2 elevators that looked like they were broken, and then to the right there was like service stairs, and I thought, okay, do I go up the service stairs? Do I not go up the service stairs? I went to go up the service stairs as the elevator like dinged and people came out. So I was like, right, that's fine. Ran into the elevator, went up to however many floors it was I was meant to go up. The elevator doors opened, and the woman that had opened the door down the bottom that I followed in walked past. So she'd gone up the service stairs and was going in to do her theory test. So I just followed her in, waited in the queue behind her. She went up to the desk, and the woman at the desk goes, okay, thanks, what's your name? Says her name. Alright, can I have your provisional license please? Hollie doesn't have her provisional license with her. I was like, what? I was meant to bring my provisional license. I didn't even know I was meant to bring my provisional license, okay? So the woman went, sat down, and then I was called up to the desk. I went up to the desk, the woman asked my name and then asked for my provisional license, and I said, I don't have my provisional license. I didn't know I was supposed to bring it. She goes, well, you need your provisional license to sit the test. And I was like, I've got a picture of on my phone if you just need like my driver's number or anything. I had the picture of the provisional license on my phone, and she was like, no, I need the actual license. And then she said to me, is there any way that you can go home and get it and come back within the next hour? And I live an hour away from Glasgow, so that wasn't happening. And I was like, no, I can't, but... And then she was like, is there anyone at home that could get it and bring it in for you? And she said to me if I could make it back before 6:30, I could go in and do my theory test. So I went downstairs, floods of tears. I was absolutely like stressed out to the max. Got into the car and I was like, Mum, you'll never guess what's just happened. So I told her the story. We phoned my Uncle Stuart. So he came to my house, went into my room, got my provisional, and we met him halfway, and then raced back into Glasgow and actually made it in time. So I went in, sat my theory test, came out, and once you finished your theory test, they give you a sheet of paper that says if you've passed or failed, and it's folded over so you can't actually see it. So I took the paper off this woman and I couldn't open it. I was like, okay, thank you, bye. Ran out of the office into the elevator, and then I opened it in the elevator and it said I had passed. I was so excited after such a stressful day, and so many bad things had happened, and all I could think was it was like a bad omen, it's a sign that I was going to fail my test. But I had passed and I was so chuffed. So then when I got home, I went onto the DVSA website, government website, I think it's the government website, to look when I would be able to book my practical test, because I'd heard there was quite a waiting time near where I lived. I went on 3 months wait. A 3-month wait to sit your driver's test. So I was like, right, fine, I'm booking it. I'm not waiting any longer. So I just booked my test, and it was for the 3rd of May. So between February and May, I just had my 1-hour lesson a week with my driving instructor, just as normal. I also went out with my family members a couple of times, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but for my birthday and Christmas kind of joint, my mum actually bought me a car. So I had the car, I took all of my lessons in my car, and I ended up actually sitting my test in my car. So I would always go out with my gramps, go out with my mum, my uncle, because I had that car there that I could use and I could learn in. So eventually the 3rd of May rolled around and I went for my driver's test. Everything was alright. I wasn't actually that nervous. I think I found a way in my head to kind of calm my nerves, and I'm so glad that I have, because it's going to be so useful. So I wasn't actually that nervous. I was more excited to do my test. So I drove around with the woman for about 35 minutes, came back to the test centre, and she told me I had passed my test and she gave me a certificate. So moral of the story, I am able to drive. I am legally allowed to control a car by myself. So that is my driving experience. That is how I went from being a 16-year-old thinking about driving to now being able to drive, being able to go and pick up sweet potato fries whenever I wish. One last thing before I go, I actually uploaded my first vlog onto my second channel, and by the time you're watching this there may also be a second because I'm also vlogging today, so it depends how quick I get that uploaded. So definitely go over and check out my second channel. I'll leave the link down below and you can go and check it out. It would mean the world to me if you subscribe because I want to get a lot more into vlogging this summer because there's a lot of exciting things happening, and yeah, I'm excited. So I'm going to stop rambling now because I'm aware this is a hefty video. So with that being said, that is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope if you're learning to drive it's given you a little bit of an inside scoop, told you what not to do, reminded you to take your provisional licence on your theory test. Yeah. If this video has helped you out a bit, please give it a thumbs up, let me know down in the comments. If you have any other questions, do leave them down below. And if you have any other experience videos that you'd like me to talk about, leave them down below as well, because there may be something that I don't think you want to know but you do want to know, and it's always good to help each other out. So yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you again next week. Bye guys, love you! Oh my god, I can't speak! Because you're going to see those L plates and you're going to think, get off that car, I want to be able to drive.